An unusual normalcy enshrouded the war town of Puli Khumri, Afghanistan. A normalcy wherein all roads lacked the casual banter of human life, wherein the pungent smell of charred gunpowder bereft the air of its alpine freshness, wherein the infrastructural bounties of the 21st century were a distant dream, wherein every attempt to stretch one's lips into a smile was met by a subdued reciprocal from an insecure locale, wherein possessive parents, sheltered in bunkers, huddle their children in the expectation of an unpredictable salvo of artillery fire, wherein everyone, and I repeat, every single person was a victim of fear, with no guarantee of their tomorrow. This is scary. Some usual complaints of the residents. We are caught up in the battles day and night between the Taliban insurgents and the Afghan security forces. Battles between the Taliban and security forces prevent us from working. We are doing our work in the battles and we are tired of this situation. Every day there is fighting. There is fighting and they're saving us with weapons and guns, but it's very hard for us to work and live in such a situation. We want the government to make peace and to bring stability to our area. Well, I've never actually been to Puli Khumri or Afghanistan, but this is all that I've read. Interviews, videos, and first person narratives. They never fail to shock me and always send a shiver down my spine. Being a military daughter, I've seen my share of war torn lives and devastation, especially during border shelling from across in various sectors of our international border. The what I've seen can never match up in magnitude to what's happening in Puli Khumri. I can understand what the people are facing and it pains me. It pains me that even after great countries and even greater organizations try, all peace building efforts reach a void and that the true meaning of peace is never rejoiced by the people. This peace, this peace they ask for, some might say they're inching closer towards it, with the military of almost every superpower having been embroiled in armed conflicts to defeat the enemy. So then, what's the problem? If everyone's involved to defeat the enemy, what's the problem? Why hasn't the peace come? Where is this peace that the people ask for? Peace. Afghanistan is just one example. The world is plagued with conflicts as such, and all we pine and long and scream for is peace. World peace, world peace, world peace. Haven't we all heard this phrase? But, ladies and gentlemen, how do we define peace? Is peace merely an activity of fighting and vanquishing? Is peace merely triumph in war, or is it something more? Well, personally, peace is a more wholesome concept. The emancipation of human insecurities in a broad sense, because all people really want is to do away with their fears. And that is what peace needs to account for. So, if summarized as such, then what is the difficulty in ensuring successful peace building efforts through conflict ridden regions? It's not like we don't know what peace means. Then why do we falter? Why is it that we have scenarios like Afghanistan, wherein no matter how hard the states and non state actors try, sustainable peace is always a distant dream? The answer is quite direct actually. They forget the people. Now, in the process of implementing what they think will confer peace, these actors forget the importance of the people enclosed in the boundary of the state in question. They forget the importance of people when answering the ethical questions of peace building, namely, which type of peace, who is peace, and how peace. To sum it all up, they forget to construct a sustainable peace through the concept and prism of human security. Now, what is human security, you may ask? Well, after doing a bit of research and reading under some pioneers in this field, I've come to understand human security as this intricately woven concept, encompassing the freedom from fear, want, and indignity. I believe that it targets the people and affirms that to maintain a successful peace building effort, the general public's beliefs and conceptions must confer a popular legitimacy onto the state. The public must remain in sync with all endeavors of improving the condition of their society. It is for this reason that human security for me answers the question what type of peace? By aiming to eliminate the public's fear, eliminate the public's want, and eliminate the public's indignity, thus emphasizing on the provision of security to the people whose insecurities are most at stake. And then this is definitely instead of pleasing and accounting for the wishes of any external actor. This means that failed states are so because they cannot exercise their primary function of social protection, hence failing in their duty to protect, provide for, and empower their citizens. The state should, therefore, protect the survival, livelihood, and dignity of the entire population while ensuring that it can provide for and safeguard the public's larger expectations. And the state must most definitely place these aims above the existence, the nature, and the power of the state itself. With respect to the second question of peace building, ethical peace building to be more specific, how peace? I believe that human security emphasizes the empowerment of people. That is, transforming them into agents of change, protecting them and providing welfare. As suggested by the amazing Professor Taj, to attain a sustainable peace, the state should avoid short term military or policing solutions and should instead resort to a long term, comprehensive strategy that combines protection, the provision of welfare, and emancipation. Linking this to what I've learned through my economics classes, the state should hence focus on the strategies of economic growth that are inclusive of income distribution, equity, and enhanced freedom. By following these strategies now, the state would be able to achieve human security through human development, which would therefore lead to the enhancement of the public's capabilities and functioning. This betterment in the people's capabilities, who are the resources, would consequently protect and establish a sustainability in the concept of the state's functioning, which definitely forms an essential component of the state's security, hence constituting to a successful peace building effort. Furthermore, something I strongly believe in is the fact that alongside the empowerment of the people, I think the human security approach also at some point details the importance of a departure from considering liberal democracies as a precondition to peace. Now, yes, even though the model of a liberal peace may be efficient, the public must be maintained not only as the subjects know, but as peace building aims. To ensure this, to have a successful peace building effort, of course, everything needs to center around the underlying norms of the local population, the public's involvement in the design and implementation, and finally, the idea that the public and only the public should be the direct beneficiaries of the intervention. Consequently, according to me, a successful peace building effort from the human security point of view details the importance of a consensus surrounding the validity of the peace building models by the local population and also their reception of the results of the peace building endeavor. Now, unfortunately, in most of the conflict-ridden regions, this has been a point which was largely a miss. For example, in Afghanistan, as I previously mentioned, the US intervened and largely left the rest of the country to its own devices. It counted only on the popular support and the services of the warlords and then the cooperation of the Pakistanis in preventing infiltrations across the border to maintain order. The US plan, however, as we all know, did not work. The warlords encouraged the cultivation of opium. The general public opposed the warlords, especially the South and East. Now, this dichotomy between the general public and the elite warlords had previously fueled the seizure of power for the Taliban's. And now, once again, it was smoothing the way for the resurgence in the Pashtun areas, thus contributing to Afghanistan's unfortunate failure as a state. Finally, human security for me answers the question, what type of peace? By stressing the importance of a peace that responds to the emancipation from insecurities in daily life as well. Not only the big picture, but even the smaller, minuscule details impacting every life. Through the lens of human security, every insecurity, be it threats to survival, functional threats to livelihood, or even threats to dignity, are just as imperative to protect as the other. Furthermore, I think it also affirms the fact that all threats and insecurities are interlinked and interdependent. Hence, to ensure a successful peace building effort, a very important connection must be sought between all insecurities in a manner that the intervention in one domain transcends into a plethora of positive externalities. Hence, the human security approach proposes the idea of peace as a wholesome emancipation from insecurity, with no insecurity ever, ever gaining a priority over the other. To conclude, if we want peace, if we really want the phrase world peace to materialize, then states must adopt the policy of human security. Peace building should center around the people because at the end, the state is its people. If the people are unhappy, then, ladies and gentlemen, the state is indeed a failed institution. Thank you.